Welcome back, everybody, to the Minnesota Vikings franchise here in Madden NFL 20. If you guys missed the last episode, well, you were in for a big one because we won the Super Bowl 56, over the New York Jets. Believe it or not, yes, the Jets made it to the Super Bowl with the pairing of Adam Gase as head coach and Sam Darnold. Only in Madden, right? Only in Madden. Well, we got to build on that Super Bowl victory, guys. We got to be able to sustain, and that's going to be the major theme of our transactions that we make today. So all of our free agent signings, trades that we make, and even draft, we have to sustain the success that we're having here in this franchise series. So a little quick snapshot of who is available. We've got $21 million in cap space. No, we're not looking to solve running back. We got a really good running back core. Tight end, I'm looking for a young tight end that can be a backup to Kyle Rudolph pretty much, because Irv Smith is now vaulted Kyle Rudolph. I don't know if he's going to take over the starting role. Rudolph is the vet. He's earned that right, if you're going for a realistic approach. So we'll look at that, but I'm thinking about a young tight end that we need to go after. Left tackle, a guy that you could possibly move to right tackle. I don't see anything here that catches my eye. Of course, Brian O'Neill. We let go of Brian O'Neill. He really wasn't cutting it for me. A lot of pressure, a lot of sacks given up on that right side. Left tackle, not so much. So Andrew Thomas from Georgia has been doing a pretty good job. Leighton Vander Esch, a linebacker, really good linebacker. Corners, too. There's a lot of good players that we could target here. But here are our guys that we're targeting. So I went after this guy, Landon Ladner, a superstar dev trade. We're going to try to bring back Michael Burton and Alaric Jackson. We can flip to right tackle. So we'll see if we sign those guys. We can't really afford Leighton Vander Esch, despite how much I wanted to go get him. We got a lot of money here on the books, and the guy that needs to go is Linval Joseph. If you cut him, we're freeing $12.4 million in cap space. So rather than letting him go, we're going to trade for Von Miller. Yeah, watch this. They take it. The Broncos take it. So we move on from Linval Joseph. We've already got two young defensive tackles that we drafted in last season's draft. That frees up money to go after Ladner, Michael Burton again, and go after Chris Harris Jr. So not only did we beef up on that linebacking core, we also shored up in the defensive backfield by getting Chris Harris Jr. So think about that. We just got two all-pro caliber type of players. Now, granted, they are a little bit older now. In year number 4 of this franchise series. They're a little bit older, but we got Chris Harris Jr. and Von Miller just for Linval Joseph, if you really think about it. So that's a really good trade-off, in my opinion, and I think we did a really, really good job in the offseason with our signings. Taking a look at some of the draft and some of the prospects here. I like this wide receiver, William Tanner. We've also got some tight ends here. We ended up not getting Landon Ladner, so we're still looking at tight end, a young tight end that could be the up-and-comer behind Irv Smith Jr., of course, but really kind of filling that role that Kyle Rudolph's eventually going to leave us with, right? He's not going to be around forever, so we got to think about that. Left tackle, we did not end up getting Alaric Jackson, so he is gone. He's not on our books. He's not on our roster, so we did not end up signing him. So left tackle, right tackle, we're going to be looking at that as well. Maybe this is going to be like the lowest on the depth chart for me. Running back, quarterback, linebacker. That's going to be the lowest on the depth chart. Corner, I'm just a big fan of having as many corners as you possibly get. You can never have too many, in my opinion. So we're looking at some of our cornerbacks just to see if there's any diamond in the roughs here. Obviously, if you nail a guy, if you hit on a guy here, you draft one and it's going to be a really good player, you could that ends up giving you a little more freedom when you're trying to find a trade for maybe like a Mackenzie Alexander if he's getting older, like, you know, he's up to like 36 years old or something. You want to move on from a guy like that, you could do it. So you always want to keep your options open with pretty much every position, but linebacker, I think we're set there. Running back, definitely set. And we're moving on. So Damon Harrison, Cardinal, Vander Esch ended up signing with the Bengals. So they're actually moving a lot. They've got a lot of movement here so far in this offseason. Got Josh Jackson going over to the Raiders. Quandre Diggs is a Carolina Panther. Anthony Miller, a Detroit Lion. So no longer can the Bears use Anthony Miller against them in that defensive backfield. So they end up going the route and getting Anthony Miller. Taylor Gabriel goes to the Broncos. Broncos have been moving quite a bit too. So they're on the charge. Nick Kwiatkowski actually goes back to the Bears, so he was a Las Vegas Raider at one point, right? So he ends up going to the Bears again, maybe to revitalize his career, right? So he had a lot of success with Chicago, but here we are in the draft, guys, and we are just showing you real quick some of the draft picks that are going on around the league. Remember, we are pick number 32, and this is where things get fun, and this is where things get interesting. This is where things start to happen in this episode. So, Schletta and Vaughn, 2 back-to-back right tackles. Guys, we need a right tackle, and I'm starting to see the writing on the wall here. So there's been a little bit of a run on right tackles, and I'm thinking we need to make a trade. We need to move up from pick number 32. We need to find a team to trade with us, because a couple players up here on the board, but I'm looking at Elijah SITTON. He's our guy. He is our guy. Look at A in the run blocking, B+ impact, B+ run power. We got to find a team that's going to take on a trade with us to make that happen. So if you take a look here at the Rams, so they are going to swap us with first round picks. And I know this is going to get a lot of hate from Vikings fans, but Eric Kendricks is no longer here. We're acquiring a defensive backfield duo of Taylor Rapp and David Long. Plus, we jump up 11 picks in the first round to get that right tackle. So they're probably asking, Goldie, why in the heck would you trade Eric Kendricks? He's a vital part of this Vikings defense. I look at it like this. Yes, you are definitely right in that. So Eric Kendricks was a big blow to me. He's a great linebacker. He's awesome. He's amazing. But Dylan Moses, when Kendricks went down, Moses stepped up. He stepped up in the Super Bowl. He stepped up in the playoffs. He stepped up when Kendricks was hurt. And to me, when you've got a chance to get 2 players for the price of 1, you do that trade. So Elijah SITTON is now a Viking, and that's going to really help out our offense. And he's excited. You can see it. He's real excited. And take a look at those peripheral numbers, guys. 89 strength, 86 run block, 76 pass block. He's a good pass blocker and a good run blocker. And you guys can see the offensive line as it is right now. Udo is a 63. We needed a right tackle. That's a move that needed to happen. And now you've got David Long here at cornerback in the number 5 spot at corner, so that just provides more depth. Harrison Smith, we know, is on that franchise tag, so Taylor Rapp at 24 years old, 9 years younger, can kind of grow into that starting strong safety role. Plus, we got Demetrius Parker from Alabama, a custom prospect at free safety. We moved him on over to free safety, taking over for Anthony Harris. And then we got JAQUAN Johnson. So not only are we young in the defensive backfield, but I think we are planning ahead for the future based on some things that we know are probably going to happen, right? So we probably know that Harrison Smith is gone. And plus, we got depth at linebacker now. We got a lot of depth at linebacker. So Eric Kendricks, to me, was just kind of a casualty of war at that point. So it sucks that we had to move on from him, but I think we did a good thing for the franchise in that moving on. All right, looking at our second round draft pick number 32, I'm looking at William Tanner. And you might think that you're like, Goldie, you got a ton of wide receivers right now. I'm looking at William Tanner, but I don't think he's going to go where I think he's going to go. I don't think he's going to land at round 232. I think we can move back. There's nothing really up on the board. I don't want to reach, right? So I want to acquire more draft picks. I think this team, as far as our goal, trying to sustain the success, I feel like getting as many picks as we can, as many young guys as we can to kind of rebuild that foundation, so to speak. I think that it's a good move for us. So I'm looking at some of these offers here. I kind of like the Miami offer there. We get a 3rd round 2023, so we get a 3rd round for next season, and we get a 5th round for this year, right? So now we've moved on to pick 3, round 3, pick 32, and we go ahead and we grab William Tanner from San Diego State. He's got a superstar dev trait, baby. Look at that, 90 speed, 84 short route. He's going to be great for us. He's going to be awesome for us. And then take a look at this guy, undrafted projection, but Josh Walker, a left guard, at a 70 overall. He's got some pretty nice numbers to work with. He's going to be a little bit of a project at left guard, but I think that's a nice foundational pick that we can go out and select and look towards the future for. Next up, round 5. So we had our 3rd round, our 4th round, now we're at round 5. This is the Miami pick. So we're using the Miami pick that we just traded for, and we go out and we grab KILMER, a superstar dev trait fullback that's going to take over for Michael Burton once he's gone. So KILMER, he's kind of a do-it-all kind of guy. I like it. Guys, we just got 3 hidden dev traits. It's 3 hidden dev traits in this draft. Like, it's insane. It's insane. And I think that there's just something goofy with this draft class. It's a custom draft class. And what I mean by that, it's a Madden custom draft class. It's not custom players here, so it's just randomly generated. But in round 5, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a kicker. We're going to take LINSLEY. So we don't have Cody Parkey anymore, and so he's gone. But a 67 LINSLEY at 91 kick power. I like him. I don't need a lot of the accuracy. I can handle the accuracy. But, you know, I need the power. I need the power and some gameplay here. So round 6, we're looking at quarterback. Just really the only guy that I like in this. A+ throw power. Things you can work with, right? Throw accuracy medium. Throw accuracy deep. Ian Poole might be a nice little player here coming up as maybe like a backup quarterback to JT Peppers one day. It doesn't seem like Kyle Sluter is going to fetch much value. He is our current backup quarterback, but I think that going out and getting a guy like that's going to do us a solid there for depth. But take a look at this, Joe Rogan. That's not a custom player. That was randomly made by Madden. But Joe Rogan is going to be Mr. Irrelevant. Go figure, man. I'm telling you, Sunday Punday. How in the world does this happen? But Joe Rogan is going to be Mr. Irrelevant. And he's by far not irrelevant by any means. But taking a look at our draft, we had a pretty good one, man. I'm really excited about this draft. Really, really excited. Year 4 and beyond is going to be something special with these rookies and these young guys for sure. So there's our quarterback room. Running back room looks pretty solid. Again, we just did not need to go out and go grab one, but KILMER right now is actually winning the battle in the overall rating alone from Michael Burton. I think Burton is going to end up still being the starter. Their numbers are pretty similar. Speed, agility, acceleration, strength, it's all pretty similar, but I'm going to go with Michael Burton just for the experience factor and not trying to cheese the game up a little bit. Wide receiver, William Tanner, 71 overall. He's holding his own against the other receivers in the room, but I think that he's going to be a practice squad guy for right now, and we'll see just how he does. I know he's got that hidden dev trait, so maybe we'll give him a bunch of starts, we'll give him a bunch of snaps in preseason and unlock that so we know exactly where he's at. But look at Elijah Sitton, guys, a 76 overall right tackle. Our offensive line now is really good. Our defensive line is still very solid. We got Kyrus Tonga, Jordan Williams at both 70 pluses, and then our linebacking room, guys, is just amazing. Dylan Moses at 84, Von Miller at 88, Anthony Barr, Chris Harris, Trey Dean, Holton Hill. Like, it's great. It's great. I love it. I love it. We ended up not bringing back Mackenzie Alexander. So I remember, guys, I wanted to bring him back, but we couldn't afford like an aging cornerback that was asking for multiple years. So I figured, why not, save that money so we can make some moves here in the offseason for maybe better players. I felt like at the time trading could have been the guy, but seeing Chris Harris up on the board, I'm like, okay, we might have lost Mackenzie Alexander, but at least we can go get Chris Harris. Team success. We've really built this thing up. I'm really proud of what we've done. We're all the way up to like an 85, 86 overall team, which in Madden terms is like an elite level football team. So I'm really excited about year 4. It's going to be another fun one. Guys, leave a like if you like this thing. I will see you in the next one. As always, Skol Vikings and peace.